Hey everyone, John here from Byte Size Cruises. Welcome to. I forgot to plug in my mic last night. I guess I left it uncharged. What I did. I left it on. So usually they last a very long time. So totally my fault. So I have the big bulky mic here today. I apologize for that. So happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. We're going to be talking a little cruise news for the week. So we're going to go through some of the stories that have popped up over the course of the week. Got some people here. I don't know why I'm typing when you guys are here and I can just talk to you. Fred and Lisa are here. Good morning, guys. Tony Diaz here. Happy Father's Day to you as well. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. I am, again, using this big bulky mic. I apologize. I left the other one. I guess I left it not charged. I left them on Wednesday when we did the live stream. So my bad. Richard, happy Father's Day to you as well. Hope you're having a great Sunday morning thus far. My parents are coming over in a little bit, which is why I'm doing this early today. So I apologize for jumping on early, 11 o'clock. I would have been not able to do it. So anyway, let's get into some cruise news. Celebrity has sold off 2 of their ships. I have this story right here in front of me. So they've sold off the Expedition and the Exploration. These are ships that do weekly cruises in Galapagos, which is really like Celebrity's big thing. They do Galapagos cruises. Those cruises are very expensive. They're based on a land and sea voyage. They tend to be suites. They tend to be around $15,000, $20,000 per week. They still have the Flora, which is going to be doing it, but these other 2 ships they are selling off. And they notified all guests that the cruises, if you had a cruise booked between January and December of 2025 for the Galapagos, they are now canceled. To me, that is outrageous. They've sold these ships to Lindblad. I get it. They sold the ships. There's not a ton they could do about it. However, I'm sure there were talks of this happening, and those are like once in a lifetime bucket list cruises. Those aren't some like small cruise to like the Caribbean or to like the Bahamas. Those are bucket list lifetime cruises. So it's really, really inconvenient and sad that happened. Hi, Kim. Happy Father's Day to everyone. How are you this morning? LK, what's up? Yeah, just popped on early. It is Father's Day, so I had to jump on here a little bit early today so I could see my parents in a little bit. Ryan asked, New York City NCL terminal is walkable from Inc. 48. It's a block. So if you come out of Inc. 48 and you're facing across the street from Inc. 48, you make a left and you're literally right on the corner. The restaurant there in Inc. 48 is on the corner. So you make a left and then you just cut down the street that it's on. So you're on these 2 kind of positions when you come out. You'll be here. You're going to walk out of the hotel, look to your left, and then there's a street right there. You'll go left. That literally will dead end at the terminal. So it is awesome. That is my favorite hotel in New York City because it just dead ends right down to the terminal there. It takes like a tenth of it takes 2 minutes to get there. So they are offering some, accommodations. The problem is there's not enough inventory for all those people. It's 2 ships. So they're offering them other cruises, but they're not going to be able to fulfill all of those things. Also, if you're looking to go to the Galapagos, now they're going from 3 ships to 1 ship. And that Flora ship is the nicest of the 3. And that's the one that sells out the most. So the idea that they're going to be able to get all of those people onto the Flora, especially for next year, which people book Galapagos years in advance, that's just not going to happen. Okay, yeah, they are offering, but they only have 1 other ship. And these are 2 that they're getting rid of. And I'll tell you right now, if I go into... I just want to see how booked they are. But if I go into Celebrity and I look at the Flora for 2025, I'm just going to start with like June of 2025. Do a little exercise here. There are only about There's not a lot of room. First of all, that Flora ship only has about, I don't know, I think it has 60 or 70 rooms. Let's see what the capacity is on the floor. It's awesome. So that ship only holds 100 people. And those other two ships hold more than that, way more than that. So there are only about 13 rooms left on these sailings that I'm looking at. So it's pretty crazy. Ryan, of course, my pleasure. Bruce, happy Father's Day to you as well. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Next bit of cruise news: the Margaritaville Islanders set sail for the first time out of Tampa. I know there were some influencers on there. I saw JJ Cruz was on there. So I'll look forward to see some people's videos on Margarita. As of this point, I had a cruise booked on the original Margaritaville ship in a couple weeks, in like 2 weeks, which I lost my money on. But I just decided not to go. I've seen all the videos. I've heard all the people talk about it. I've talked to other travel agents that have been on the ship, and it's just not great. So I just decided it wasn't worth going, not even for the content. So I'm not doing it. I'm going to wait and see if they get a couple more ships and they start getting their stuff together. But that ship failed inspections as well, the other one. So I have no interest at this point in Margaritaville, which is really weird to me because their resorts, like their resort in Bahamas is really nice. I don't know why it seems like they half-assed this endeavor that they're doing, which is weird. I thought they would have gone like the Virgin route of like really digging into it and specializing in something, and they didn't. So let's talk about Utopia of the Seas. So first, Utopia was officially handed over to Royal Caribbean. There are 5 weekends left before this starts sailing, as I did my video on it yesterday. So this is really funny. The dry slide, competitions that we have going on here. So Wonder of the Seas had the longest dry slide. Obviously, every time an Oasis ship comes out, they make it like a few inches longer on the ship, and then they make the dry slide a few inches longer so they can keep breaking records. So MSC World America came out and said that they're going to beat that by like 10 or 15 feet, whatever it was. So now Utopia, Royal said, hold my beer, and they now made it 43 feet longer than it was on Wonder. So it's just these silly games that go back and forth on who has the longest dry slide. Obviously, MSC is thinking about building the biggest ship in the world, which would be kind of a bigger title, since Royals had that probably for 15 years now, since Oasis. So it's really, really funny, but a really funny bit of cruise news that I thought. I love these petty little battles between the cruise lines. I think they're hilarious. So next bit of cruise news. So I asked yesterday, for you guys that are here watching live, is anybody booked on Utopia or anybody interested in going on Utopia? I think it looks awesome, and I love Oasis class ships. It's just the price is outrageous to me right now, and I still can't get on Wonder. Wonder's still too expensive. So let me know in the chat here if anybody's booked or excited or interested in going on Utopia. So if anybody is a foodie and watches Top Chef, I watched it when I got back from my cruise. They did an episode on Holland American Eurodam. They did the first leg of the finals of Top Chef on Eurodam. It looked really awesome. The ship looks beautiful. So it was really interesting to see them cooking on the ship and see them working with the president of Holland America and those type of things. So that's pretty interesting. I thought it was pretty cool. Let me know in the comments if anybody watches Top Chef. Do you guys watch Top Chef? Let me know. Next bit of cruise news I wanted to point out and say thank you to everyone. We hit 7,000 subscribers yesterday, which is crazy. I know that's not a lot compared to most of the big cruise tubers out there. You got, Tony and Gary Bembridge and all those have 300, 400, 500,000 subscribers, but we have 7,000. That's amazing. I never thought we would hit that number. So thank you to all you guys. I really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. If you are not, we would love to have you as part of our little family here. Tony said, I am boycotting Icon Star and Utopia. It's crazy, right? Kim asked, any plans to travel on Utopia? We did. So I had Utopia booked for us. I had it booked for September 2nd through the 9th or whatever it is. we were doing a back-to-back 3-day, 4-day. But at the beginning of the year, when we asked everybody about whether they wanted to see new ships or old ships, everybody said older, smaller ports, those type of things. So I canceled those. First of all, it was the three of us going. And again, I mean, it keeps coming up over and over again. First of all, it's expensive for me to go on cruises almost every month, right? It's thousands of dollars that has to be laid out for just me to go on a trip, right? And then for you, if like I'm flying, there's airfare, there's a hotel, I have to, pay for my dog to be boarded, which is, sometimes $1,000 for a week, right? Which is a lot of money. So it's a, a lot of money just for me to go. And then if it's Meg and AJ and myself, we're all in our own rooms. So it becomes this $5,000-$10,000, which we just don't have anywhere near that amount of money to do that every month. And then to pay for internet, to pay for dining, to pay for gratuities, to pay for all the different airfares and everything. So sadly on Utopia, can't do it. We'll do it, whether it's in a year from now or whatever. And again, one of the things we're lucky in what we do here is that all of the big influencers and the big YouTubers flock to the new ships. So there's really no reason for us to do them anyway. Those videos are going to be out there. They're going to be the first ones on the ships. Mr. Beast was on Icon, and then all of your regular cruise tubers like Emma and Tony and every JJ Cruises and all, and Ship Life and all those people, Matt from Royal Caribbean blog, they're all on those ships right away. So there's no reason for us to rush into it. So we'll do it in a little bit. And we'll have a great time, I'm sure. Bruce said, going on Royal Caribbean for the first time in January 2025 on Odyssey of the Seas. Will I like it? I think so. Bruce, what type of ships do you usually go on? What have you been on before? So I will be on Odyssey in December. I've been on Anthem. I will say, as far as Royal Caribbean goes, right, I love Oasis class ships. The Oasis class ships are huge, right, which some people like, some people don't like. But I find them to be less crowded than smaller ships because there are so many things going on, and the design and the engineering and the flow of the ship is so good that you don't really get big crowds. I will say on the Quantum class ships and the Quantum Plus class ships, like Anthem, Quantum, Odyssey, Spectrum, I do find they do get a little crowded in certain areas because there's not as much thoroughfare or places to go. But I definitely think that you will enjoy Odyssey of the Seas. It's a beautiful ship. So Bruce said 15 cruises on Carnival, 1 on Prince. Yeah, you're gonna have a great time. Yeah, if you're there to have a good time, you've experienced all the Carnival stuff, you'll really enjoy it. There's so many things to do on the ship. It'll be really, really, really incredible. You'll have a great time. So Kim said, Icon was amazing, trying to figure out. Yeah, I mean, it looks incredible. It's a beautiful ship. Utopia looks nice, Richard said, but only 3 or 4 days cruise traveling down from Virginia, not worth it. I agree. So that's, I think, a lot of the reason that people are doing back-to-backs on it. So you get to go to Perfect Day twice. If you love Perfect Day, that's kind of great. I'm interested to see how the crowds are, if it is a rowdier crowd, but I don't think so on an Oasis class ship. So we shall see. Ryan said no desire to go on a big ship. I like the 3,000 passengers. Yeah, some people like big ships, some people don't. I like all of them. I like all the different ships for different reasons. And I like to mix it up and go on, a lot of the big ones and then some of the small ones. I really enjoy all the different ships. Hence why I go on cruises all the time. Kim said, I lucked into a casino deal for Utopia 2. Yeah, that's outrageous. I mean, that's awesome. If you can wing that, that's fantastic. Tony said, I was kind of on the Icon. One of the friends had a picture of me glued on a stick. Yeah, Tony on a stick was hilarious. I love that. I have pictures of that. So that is so fun. Carla Howard, hello. Welcome. Carla said, excited to see your upcoming cruise on the Joy, celebrating my 25th anniversary on the 7/28 sailing. That's awesome. I hope you have a wonderful time. I will be there on the 14th, so I'll be there a couple weeks before you. You'll get to see those videos. I was on Joy a little over a year ago. I don't want to say that I didn't enjoy it. We had a really good time. Meg and I went on that cruise. We had a really good time. We were one of the last cruises to see Footloose, which was great. We had a really good time on that cruise. However, the food was not great when we were on there, which is very rare for me for Norwegian. I enjoy the NCL specialty dining, and for some reason it was just off. So I'm hoping that's better. And then I'm really interested to see, I like the fact that they got rid of the Galaxy Pavilion. I just thought that was a waste of space. And I'm excited to see the new spa and see what they did with the observation lounge. So yeah, you're going to have a great time. Look, all of those ships are awesome. It's just a weirder layout than the other Breakaway Plus class ships, which I love because it was retrofitted from Asia back to America. But you're going to have an awesome time. And hopefully you get to see all those videos before you go, so you get a good idea of what you're in for. Ryan said, NCL Epic was the worst big ship for me. Too many people in public space between 3 floors. People everywhere. That is just a weird ship in general, Ryan. That is the weirdest of all the NCL ships. It's like a prototype ship they built right when Oasis was getting built. They wanted to jump into like the biggest ships in the world, and I don't think they did a great job on it. People either love that ship or hate that ship. And there's a lot of like confusing, kind of like Prima, right? There's a lot of hallways that go nowhere. The sink's outside of the bathroom. It's a weird ship. And then Bruce said, Venezia in October, but 11-day. Yeah, it's going to be completely different than the experience that we had. And, it's really funny. I put out the video this week of our experience, just the review. I haven't even gotten to like all the dining and everything. But it's so funny. The people on both sides of the spectrum, I'm not going to complain about it. It's people on both sides, people that hate Carnival that come on and they're like, yeah, they're all trash. And then the people that love Carnival that are like, you don't know what you're talking about. And, I was on the ship and I had a great time and blah, 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 blah. It's both sides, right? So, again, all I'm trying to do is tell you about my experience and show you what I experienced. And I thought I was very fair in my critique of Venezia. There were things that we really liked and there was things that we didn't. And most of it was poor behavior by the passengers, which isn't the fault of the ship. So, yeah, you're going to have a great time. The ship is a cool ship. If you're doing a longer voyage like that and you have lots of stops, you're going to have a wonderful time on Venezia. All right, back to some cruise news. Speaking of Carnival finally banned that water bottle lady for life. I know everybody knows this. You've probably seen all the videos this week. Everybody talked about it. But I'm really happy this happened. One of the things I don't enjoy about social media is the clout chasing, the people that just jump on there. And it's one of the things we talk about all the time. I don't like clickbait. I don't like sensationalism. I don't like I'm going to go on there and talk poorly, or I'm going to show you something gross. And she said she was kidding and didn't do it. But this is what happens. There's consequences for your actions. And I think she did do it because she showed herself filling up the bottles and everything. But this is one of the biggest problems with social media. And I'm glad to see that they're banning people and taking it seriously, that people are tampering with the water bottles and things like that, because that's gross. And I don't want to see people start to do things like that. So happy about that. Positive news this week, full traffic resumed in the Baltimore port. This is awesome. I'm so happy that Baltimore has the port back and everything is going well there. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with the bridge there and with the port, how long that's going to take. But it is very, very nice that everything is back and in working order there. I'm very happy for them. Fred and Lisa said the bottle lady was gross. She wasn't kidding and was trying to say, yeah, exactly. That was my thoughts. Exactly. Look, I'm very, very vocal about not enjoying clickbait and sensationalism and those type of videos. Now, that being said, I watch all the other YouTubers, right? I watch all the other cruise YouTube channels, and most of them use some type of clickbait and sensationalism and those things. And those channels do really well. So people enjoy the drama. And people enjoy it. And I know that stops us from getting views and from growing. And we're just okay with that. And look, I do it. I click on some of those things as well. So they get me sometimes where I'm like, ooh, what happened? And then I watch the video and I'm like, nothing happened. I watched a video the other day. Somebody was like, cruise line president quits. And that's not what happened. It's like there's a progression plan in place. It's not happening for a year, but it's like just to get you to click on the video and watch the video. And I understand that's how YouTube works. That's how the algorithm works. That's how you get more views. I get all of it. We're just not going to do it because I don't care. I don't want to trick people into into doing that. Kim said, how far out do you typically book your cruises? So Kim, it depends. I'm trying to revise my thought process on doing this because generally I book over a year to 2 years out on my cruises. Now, sometimes that makes me lose money. And that's why Norwegian, I book the furthest out of any of the cruise lines. If I see something pop up, I just book it because their deposits are all refundable. So up until final payment. So those I booked very early. Royal, the best thing to do with Royal is to book early. And I'm trying to remember to book refundable and then reprice it as non-refundable at some point so that I can save myself. But at least a year to a year and a half, sometimes two. I'm booked out for certain things like December of next year already on Grandiosa for MSC. So yeah, a bunch. Bruce said, enjoy the day with your family. Thanks for all you do. Thanks, Bruce. You too. Hope you have a wonderful Father's Day out there. Hey, Eric, how are you? Eric said, clickbait just makes me angry. I've unsubscribed from channels. I do the same thing. I don't know why people do it. I mean, I know why they do it because people then click on the video. It gets them views. But it does make me click out of a video quicker because I get pissed off. It's one of the reasons, and I've talked about it a bunch of times, and I'm not talking badly about them, but I used to watch a lot of Griff and Alyssa's videos, right? And Griff, I think, is fantastic at like videography. Just the videos that he captures are beautiful, and his editing is beautiful. But it's like every video of theirs I watched, it was like, we're never going on a cruise again. And then you would get into it, and it was like, they lost $10 in the casino. Like, not that really happened, but it was some like exaggerated thing. And it just made me not want to watch their videos anymore. And if you look in the comments, it was like clickbait, 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 clickbait. And I get it. They got really big, really quick, and it worked. And they still have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. So it does work. We're just never going to do it. Friendly said, good for you. That's why your viewership is going up. Yeah, it's just going to be slow. It's going to be super slow, which is fine. We're fine with it. We love our community here. We love that we have like this great little fun group of people that are here all the time. It's fine for us. It's awesome. Tony said, that's what I do. I book a year or two before. Yeah, it's the best. You're going to get the best deals that way. Tony's already booked till February of 26. That's awesome. It's really awesome. Michelle said, good morning, John. Sailed the Breakaway last week and just booked my first MSC on Seaside for December. That is awesome. How did you enjoy Breakaway? I think I saw your comment about Breakaway, about the entertainment. Breakaway is a cute ship. There's just nothing to do. It's sad. There's no entertainment. There's nothing going on in that ship. I don't know what's going on with NCL sometimes. I'll be on Joy in a couple weeks and I'll let you know how the entertainment is there. I don't love that. Their main show is that season show, whatever it's called. I forget now, but we'll see. We'll see how I feel about it. Next bit of cruise news. Explorer 2 has completed their sea trials, which basically means they just floated out. They cruised out a little bit to make sure the ship is viable and doing well. Everything seems to be good. People really seem to like the Explorer 1. I've heard a lot of good feedback about it. If you don't know, that's MSC's luxury brand. It's mostly suites. It's like very small, pretty ships that go to really cool places. It's, again, part of MSC's plan for global domination. So we'll see how that goes. Again, I'd love to get on one of those ships, but they're very expensive as well. Michelle said, I didn't enjoy it as much. Bliss. Yeah, I agree. Bliss is one of my favorite ships of all time. Joy, I enjoyed my cruise, but the food was a little bit off. I'm hoping this time it is much better. Next bit of cruise news. Port of Seattle is the first port in the U.S. to mandate shore power for home ported ships by 2027. That means any ship that is going to home port in Seattle must be able to plug in to power and not use gas or diesel or liquid natural gas or anything at the pier there. They want to try to preserve the environment, so they're making everyone plug in. It's kind of cool. I always think like some of these things are just like switching chairs around on the Titanic as far as what type of power you're using. But it's interesting to say the least. And it seems to be the trend of what's going on in New York and some of the other ports. They would like the ships to plug in to power on the grid there. So that's going to happen. We shall see how that goes. Next up, if you don't know about American Cruise Line, they recently bought another cruise line. They bought the American Queen Cruise Line, and they have now confirmed they have 7 new ships total on order, which is wild. American Cruise Line does river cruising throughout the U.S. So they do like a lot of like independence cruising. They'll do like the Boston um, internal channel. They'll do like the Mississippi River. They do a bunch of uh, like up and down, going up and down the different rivers to different interesting places in the US. I don't know. I thought about going on one of these cruises and then I looked at the prices and they were like 10 grand, 12 grand. And I'm like, there's no way I'm paying for that to go on a river cruise in the United States. I could just drive to different places for way less than that. So interesting concept. It seems like it's working well. It seems like it's just a lot of rich people taking riverboats up and down the different rivers. I have no idea. If anybody's been on an American Cruise Line, let me know. But they are doing well, and they have 7 ships on order. That's crazy. And then finally, I have one more cruise story for the day, and then we can chit chat or we can wrap things up. Funny story I read on Reddit. A teen left their parents behind in the Caribbean. I don't know if this story is true or not. Who knows on Reddit? But the teen said that they were on a cruise in the Caribbean celebrating their 18th birthday. This happened a few weeks ago, hypothetically. And they were out on the island with their parents. Their parents said, hey, we're going to go shopping with some of these locals. They're going to take us shopping. We'll be back, whatever. Let's go. And the kid was like, I'm not doing that. We're going to miss the ship or we're going to be late. So he went back, got on the ship, and the parents didn't make it back on the ship, which technically I don't think, who knows, right? If the kid was staying in another room, technically they may have let him stay. If you were staying in the room with someone and they don't get back to the ship, technically you will be escorted off the ship by definition of the rules. Whether this is done every time, I don't know, because I'm sure people are going to say, well, that's not always. Of course, there's exceptions to everything. If you are in the room with somebody and they do not make it back to the ship at port, they will come and get you. They will call you over the loudspeaker. They will find you. They will take you, all their belongings, your passports and everything, and they will escort you off the ship. So he's saying that he got back on the ship. The parents did not. And then they called him and they were pissed off at him because they didn't ask the captain to wait. And he said, why would you think it'd be okay for me to ask 4,000 people to wait for you to get back from the thing? So who knows if this is a real story or not. If it is, it's hilarious. I don't know if it's real or not, but I just thought it was funny when I read it. I know, Kim, right? Exactly. And then he said that they had to fly to the next port, spend all this money, and they treated him like crap the rest of the cruise for not waiting. Which, if they did, that's, they're just, projecting their poor feelings onto him for what they did. But funny story nonetheless. I thought it was hilarious. So we'll wrap it up there. It is 10:30. I will let everybody go enjoy their file. Unless anybody has any questions or anything like that, feel free to throw them in the chat. If not, I will let everyone go enjoy their Father's Day with their families. If you're having a cookout, I hope you have a wonderful day today. If you're going out to eat or anything like that, please have a wonderful, safe day today. Enjoy your Father's Day. Thanks, everyone, to coming to watch. We got a question here from Richard. Richard, do you know if Saturday Night Fever? Yeah, Saturday Night Fever's on there indefinitely. Those contracts are generally pretty long, as Cats is still on Oasis. So just waiting for that to get ripped out. But yeah, Saturday Night Fever's there. It'll be there through the next 2 years at least. So there you go. Fred and Lisa, thanks so much. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Tony, I hope you have a wonderful day. I'm happy for you if the Mets win today. Enjoy Citi Field. I'm assuming you're going to see the Mets. Hope you have a wonderful day. Happy Father's Day. Phillies are playing the Orioles again. Great series so far. So I think they're playing the Orioles again too. Who knows? So hope everybody has a wonderful Father's Day. Again, thank you all for watching, liking, and subscribing. It's crazy. We had 7,000 this week. We're on the road to 10. So hopefully maybe we'll get there by the end of the year. Who knows? But thank you, everyone. Happy Father's Day. And we'll see everybody tomorrow. Bye.